So take this time to get yourself settled in, maybe turn on some tunes, find some water, notice weird things stuck under your mat, you know. So the clock inside said we're a lot closer to 5:30 than my watch, but I'm still going to give it probably another 2 minutes at least. So I'm sure other people's clocks are a little off as well. So take this time as you come onto the mat to just check in. You could lay and be a little still, or you can invite in some movement. You're starting to bring yourself onto the mat as we prep for class. So we'll give it probably another minute before we get started. Again, if you're just joining us, we're still getting settled in, just waiting till about 5:30. There's a little confusion between my watch and my clock inside. So we're trying to split the difference a bit. So we're just kind of coming into the space. We're still getting settled, getting ourselves set up for class. Just taking your time as you get here. And if you want to go ahead and start finding a comfortable seated place, I welcome you to. So we'll start heading into our practice. Finding that comfortable seat. It can be whatever you want it to be today. Legs crossed, legs out, legs in front of one another or stacked. Let the sit bones connect down. Straighten the back a little bit. You don't have to be super posture right now. Keep the body a little soft. Just trying to draw awareness up. Maybe you drop the gaze a few feet in front of you on the mat, or close the eyes here as you start to come into the practice, letting the day melt away, not worrying about what happened at lunch or what happened over the weekend, and not jumping ahead to dinner or tomorrow or 2 weeks from now. Feel this moment. How are you right now? Draw the mind in. Maybe you notice the breath. Maybe you notice a breeze. Maybe you just feel yourself rooting down into the mat. As you continue to cultivate this awareness of the present moment, scan the body, really check in, moving from the feet, through the legs, up the back, through the heart, all the way to the crown of the head. Shoulders are soft here, arms relax. And just notice how you're feeling. If you're holding any surface level tension somewhere that you can just melt away, take a moment to do that. And as you check in, maybe you notice places that are feeling really strong and vibrant today, but maybe you also notice some places that you might have slept on a little weird, or that just needs some support today. Notice the totality of how you're feeling so that you can honor the body as you move through your practice. And as you cultivate this awareness of the present moment, of the body, begin to build a balanced breath. Maybe you give yourself a little count in the mind. Sometimes a 3 or a 4 count is really nice for building those full inhales and relaxing exhales. Notice how the body gently rises and falls with each round of breath. See if you can breathe in and out through the nose. And if you'd like, you can set an intention for class today, checking in with the heart, seeing what's speaking to you in this moment. Something you're working to cultivate in your life or that you'd like to invite in, both here on the mat and out in the world. The eyes are closed. Begin to gently open them. If the legs are way far out, bring them in a little bit. They don't have to be crossed. A nice seated posture. Draw the crown of the head up. Stack head over heart. We'll scrunch the shoulders and then let them melt down our back. Scrunch them up, melt them down. Maybe even start to take little shoulder rolls, finding a little more fluid movement here. If you're taking those rolls, you can reverse direction, moving nice and easy, no rush. And then when you're ready, settle the shoulders, letting them relax away from the ears. Let the left ear drop toward the left shoulder. You can let the weight of the head help you create this stretch through the right side of the neck, or you could place the left hand gently on the right side, the weight of it deepening the stretch, not really pulling. Remove the hand if it's there. Lift the head back up to center. Take a breath. And then right ear to right shoulder, inviting in that lovely stretch from the left ear to the left shoulder. And again, that modification's available if you want it. Keep awareness. Notice how the body is feeling. And if at any point you feel any acute pain, something really pinpointed, gently back out no matter what pose we're in. Inhale it up. Keep the crown of the head lifted nice and tall as we take the gaze to the left. Nice and easy, draw the eyes all the way through center and over to the right. A little twist in the neck. Keep the shoulders soft. Bringing the gaze back to center, chin to chest. Notice that little stretch through the back of the neck and into the shoulders. And then draw a line with the nose all the way up, taking the gaze toward the sky. A nice stretch through the throat, the little lift of the heart. Draw the gaze back to center. We'll take the arms out to shoulder height. Palms are forward. Maybe you open them back a little bit. Small heart opener. And then give yourself a nice big hug. See if you can keep the arms parallel to the earth. The spine is long. Open the arms nice and wide. Little heart opener. And then swap it out, finding that hug with the opposite arm on top. Notice the breath moving into the back body, creating space between the shoulder blades. Open the arms nice and wide. Lower the left arm down. Reach the right arm up and over. A nice stretch through the right side of the body. Hips stay settled on the ground. Softness in the shoulder. You can take a generous bend in this arm. We'll draw it back up. Lower the right arm. Inhale the left up. Gently taking it over. Inviting that stretch in. Allow the breath to help you create space between the ribs. Inhale it up. We'll go all the way down on our backs. Settling the spine nice and long. Let the low back connect down. Draw the navel in. The soles of the feet are planted on the mat. When you're ready, pull the right knee in toward the belly. You don't have to pull it super tight here. Check in with the hips as you start to lengthen the left leg, coming into our half wind relieving pose, deepening that stretch through the hips. Nice steady breath, head and shoulders remain on the mat. We'll give the right knee a little squeeze. And then send that heel up. The leg may straighten, it may not. Take the awareness all the way from the hip to the heel. And then point the toes. Draw the awareness down the front of the leg. And point and flex the foot a bit, maybe taking little ankle circles. Just inviting in a little movement, stretching it out. And find a little stillness, bending the knee as we draw the right foot down. Slide the left heel in. Take a breath as you reset. Draw the left knee in. Keep the arms a little at ease here. We don't want to struggle too much through them. And then notice the breath, the belly pressing into the thigh. And then gently falling away. When you're ready, slide the right heel away. Deepening that stretch through the hips. Keep the extended leg a little active here. longest in as we hug the left knee and then extend that heel up. This side might need something that the other side didn't, maybe a more generous bend in the knee. Maybe the calf is feeling more open. And point the toes. Checking in. Top of the foot, chin. And find those little movements, embracing the creaks or cracks as they come. You can point and flex the foot, wiggle the toes. Find stillness as you draw the foot down. The sole of the left foot plants as we draw the right foot in. We'll hug both knees into the chest. Nice full body hug for a breath. Keep the right hand on the right knee, left hand on left knee as you start to draw little circles. Taking the knees out and away from one another and then gently back together. Little movement for the hips, little massage for the low back. And then reverse direction. Start to find stillness. Knees at center. Give them a squeeze and then send the heels up. We'll leave the right foot up, nice and controlled. Start to lower the left leg. We're just going to float it, so you can lower it as far as you want. That may be a few inches off of the mat. That may be at a 45. Take a breath. Draw the left leg back up. Leave it flying as you start to lower the right. And again, only go as far as your body wants. Core is nice and engaged here. Both legs are strong. We'll take a breath. Draw the right leg back up. Lower the left. Last time each side. Take a breath. Lift it up. Nice and controlled. Lower the right. Again, only as far as your body wants. Lift it up. Draw the knees in. Take a hug. Peace fingers will go behind the knees as we rock along the length of the spine. Use that momentum to help bring you up to a seated posture. We'll leave the feet on the mat. Peace fingers stay behind the knees. Sit up nice and tall. Lean it back to 45. Strong back, strong core as we head to our boat. Come up onto the toes and then start to draw the feet up. You can touch the toes down, docking your boat anytime you need. Maybe the shins are parallel. Maybe you extend the legs. Try not to round through the low back and lose it. It happens sometimes. A nice reminder to keep the back strong. Focusing in on your pose today. Maybe you extend the hands out. One more breath here. Lower the feet down. Bring the hands around behind you. Take a little windshield wiper. Loosening the hips and the low back. Little rock for the body. We'll find stillness. Sending the feet out nice and long. Toes pointed up at the sky, or maybe even curling back toward us a bit. Bring the hands down to the mat. And start to walk them away. See if you can keep the spine nice and long as we head to a Paschimottanasana. Maybe the hands stay on the mat. Maybe you grab feet or ankles. Wherever you're at in this moment. A little micro bend at the knees might feel nice for the body. And again, we're trying not to round through the lower back. Inhale as we lift it up. Slide the right foot in. Oh no, left foot in. Take the right foot nice and wide. Sit it up. Walk the hands away. Only folding forward as far as your body wants. Inviting in a nice stretch through the right leg. Walk the hands back and swap it out. Right foot tucks in, left foot goes out nice and wide. Walk the hands away. Walk the hands in. As you lift it up, we'll tuck both feet in and gently come all the way to standing. So we'll set the feet about hip width distance apart. Finding Tadasana, our strong mountain pose. Head is stacked over heart, heart over pelvis. Take the gaze straight ahead. Inhale the arms up, reach it tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach, lengthen through our sides. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale, reach it up, and then let it flow all the way down, coming into a forward fold. The head hanging heavy, shoulders relaxing. And keep a little bend at the knees if you like. Maybe shake the head a little, yes and no, to loosen the neck. And then find stillness. Root into the feet as you gently roll it up. Coming back to standing. We'll bring the fists to the low back, or you could go flat palm, yogi's choice, as we prepare for our standing back bend. Draw the elbows toward one another behind you. The shoulder blades coming closer as well. Imagine there's a giant beach ball behind you. As you start to arch back, the gaze will begin to travel up. Gently press the hips forward. See if you can keep the heart lifted here. Inhale it up. Release the hands, give the shoulders a little wiggle. Nice big inhale to reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let it all go. Start to engage the core as you inhale up to half lift. Gazing down at the mat, that lovely 7 shape with the body. Release it down and roll it up. Coming up to standing. We'll meet at the front of the mat. Leave the left foot forward. Take the right back about 2 to 3 feet. Hands are on hips. Lead with the heart as you take it forward. As you take it forward, notice if the hips shift out of place, and if they do, gently square them back up. And allow your drishti to move with you. If you've gone to 90, maybe you're looking straight at the ground. If you're at about 45, maybe the gaze is a foot or two in front of the mat, at the earth. Take a generous bend in that left knee as you press it up. We'll deepen our stance, dropping the right foot back. Plant it at about 45. Although if that doesn't feel great for your body, you could also do this on the ball of the foot. Start to find our warrior one. So we've got a generous bend in the left knee. Hips are square. We're pressing into both feet. Draw the crown of the head up as you inhale the arms. Palms face one another. Notice if you scrunch the shoulders up, and if you have, allow them to gently melt away from the ears. The arms don't have to be perfectly straight here. You keep a little softness in them. A little bend at the elbows. And as we take a few rounds of breath here in our nice victorious posture, maybe you reconnect with that intention that you set for class. Inviting that into your heart and your practice. When you're ready, we'll begin to transition to Warrior Two. Rotate to the right a little bit as you open the arms. Back foot will go to 90. Settle the shoulders. And again, arms can stay nice and loose here. You could take bent elbows, little softness. You could even come hands to heart center. Keep that generous bend in the left knee. Knee is in line with the toes. We're gazing out beyond the front fingers, ready for anything that comes our way here in Warrior Two. Drop the back hand as you rotate the front palm, lift up and back. Maybe you straighten that front leg. It's an option. We'll rotate back to Warrior Two. Lower the left forearm as you reach the right arm up. Find that gentle rotation through the ribs, opening up. Maybe the gaze goes up toward the hand. Keep the hips nice and low. Engage the core as you drop back to Warrior Two. Lower the arms, straighten that front leg, and spin the toes. We're coming into a nice wide angle stance. Toes are mostly forward. Nice distance between the feet. We'll bring hands to hips. Lengthen the spine. Keep that length as you hinge it forward. Nice flat back for as long as you can. And when you can't keep that flat back anymore, gently release the hands as you drop the head toward the earth. A nice wide angle forward fold. If the head is touching the earth, bring the feet together a bit more, creating some extra space for you. You can let the hands rest under the shoulders, or you could gently walk them farther behind you to deepen the stretch, or you can hold on to ankles or feet. We'll take one more breath here. Start to engage the core. Draw it up. Find that half lift. Nice and controlled. We'll go all the way up. Coming to standing, take a breath at the top. Heel toe the feet together, safely dismounting out of that pose. Head toward the front of the mat as you plant the right foot and take the left foot back, that 2 to 3 feet. Feet are on skis, nice and stable here in our pyramid. You can take hands to hips as we did last time. If you'd like to invite in a little heart opener, you can interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the knuckles down as the shoulder blades come together. Lead with the heart wherever you are as you start to hinge it forward. Both feet are firmly rooted into the mat. A nice deep stretch through the back of the right leg. You may need a little bend at the knee. We want to protect our joints throughout our practice. Find a generous bend in that right knee as you press it up. Release the hands if you were taking that heart opener. And drop the left foot back. Again, 45. Or you could be in more of a crescent lunge on the ball of the foot. Hips are square. The knee of the right leg is stacked over the ankle, a little bit behind it. We'll inhale the arms up. Let the body be centered here, not leaning forward or back too much. Right in the middle, perfectly balanced between our legs. Distributing our strength and our weight. Allowing a whole body experience. We'll start to transition. Open to the left as you drop that back foot to 90. You may have to lengthen your stance a bit here in Warrior Two. Keep that nice bend in the right knee. Hips stay low. Arms reach out. Maybe check that they're coming straight out of the shoulders. Sometimes the back arm has a tendency to wiggle places. And then when you're ready, take the gaze out beyond the front fingers. Notice the breath. Steady rhythm. Lower the back hand, rotate the front palm, exalted warrior. And again, you can straighten or bend the right knee. Rotate back to Warrior Two. Lower the forearm, lift the left arm up, fingers reaching toward the sky. Find that little lift. Try not to collapse into the supporting arm too much. You can even challenge your core a bit here. Float the right forearm, maybe even extending that arm open. And again, if you have a block somewhere nearby, this is a great posture to practice that with, holding the block right here. A fun way to incorporate our practice in different ways. We'll rotate back to Warrior Two. Lower the arms, straighten the leg, turn the toes. Our nice wide angle stance. Interlace the fingers behind you as you draw the knuckles down. Nice heart opener. Lean it forward. Again, totally optional. You can take that regular forward fold that we did earlier And as the head drops down, the hands can stay resting on the back. Maybe they lift up or even up and over as you find this nice shoulder stretch here in our wide angle forward fold. Gently release the hands. Let them come down to the earth. The shoulders relax. One more breath here. Inhale, half lift. Then take it all the way up. Nice and easy. Turn the heels in, the toes out to the corners of the mat. Hands go to thighs as we lower the hips. Coming into our sumo or goddess pose. Check in with the breath. Let yourself be present here. Nice strength builder for the legs. Great hip opener. If just holding steady isn't working to you, you could drop one shoulder in and then the other, taking little twists. Or you can invite in a little rock or a little bounce. Those little movements can help sometimes. Got one more breath here. Press into the heels as you lift it up. Take a breath. Inhale the arms up to the corners of the space. A nice big starfish. We'll start to take little circles with the wrists as you let the arms begin to slowly float down. At about halfway, reverse the direction of the wrists as you let the arms gently lower all the way to our side. Arms rest, hands are still. We'll start to heel toe the feet, bringing us out of that posture as we prepare for today's balance, which is eagle. We'll start with the feet relatively close together. Now, eagle involves both legs and arms, but you can always choose to do one or the other. So we'll start with the feet together, roughly. There might be a little space. Root down into the left foot, building strength all the way from your foundation up as we come onto the ball of the right foot. Lift the right leg. Cross thigh over thigh. You can sit the hips here a little bit. Nice bend in the supporting knee. The toes may be tapped down, they may fly. Maybe you wrap the standing leg with the right toes. Finding your eagle legs. Use that drishti, your non-moving focal point in front of you. We'll take the arms up. Lower left under right. Relax. And then wind them together. Maybe you go palm to palm. Maybe back of hand to back of hand. And if that doesn't feel great, you can just take a big hug or leave the arms at ease. Yogi's choice. Keep the hips nice and low here. The breath is steady. Feeling the strength of your foundation, the strength of your core. The breath gently moving through the body. On an inhale, we'll begin to unwrap everything. Lower the right foot, shake out that standing leg as well as the wrapped one. And then begin to reset. Find your starting place. Root down into the right foot. Maybe roll out the toes a little bit here and really grip the mat. Keep the spine nice and long. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Nice soft right knee. Lift the left foot up. Cross it over. You can tap the toes down. Maybe they fly. Maybe you wrap. Keep the hips nice and low here. So you can see that I'm not straight up. There's a little bend at my hips. Find that dristy. Keep the whole body engaged as you draw the arms up. Lower right under left. And then wrap the arms. Remembering those options. Finding what feels right for this side of your body. You could lift the elbows a little bit here if you like, changing up the stretch through the shoulders. Or even lower them down a bit. If you move the arms, notice how that impacts your balance. We'll take one more breath here. Gently unwind. Shake it out. Nice balance today. Meeting at the front of our mat for a little sun A. So find your Tadasana today. That might be feet together or feet hip width distance apart. Stack the spine. Follow the breath as we inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step one foot back, and then the other. High plank, you can lower to the knees if you like. Elbows tight to the body as we pass through Chaturanga to the belly. Uncurl the toes as you inhale up to your cobra. Exhale as you release, curl the toes, press the hips up and back, down dog. Taking a few rounds of breath here. Hips stay nice and high, trying to find that flat back. Inhale as you look forward. Exhale the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Nice big inhale brings you all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Feeling grounded. As we move into Sun A once more. Move at your breath pace. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, find your plank. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to down dog. Holding here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. We'll take the feet to the edges of the mat. Heels on the mat, toes just off, although if you're a little taller, your stance might be a bit wider. If you're a little shorter, your feet may be a bit closer together as we prepare for a yogi squat. We'll start with hands at heart center and just start to gently lower down and stop whenever you want. That may be right here. Maybe you can lower the hips all the way down. See if you can keep the spine relatively long here. I like to use my elbows to help press on the knees, opening the hips a bit more. Nice deep breath, focusing on the hips. When you're ready, gently lean it forward, release the hands, lifting it up nice and easy. All right. However you'd like to get there, that could be a vinyasa, that may just be settling down. We'll meet on the mat in a child's pose. Let the belly rest on the thighs, the forehead melting closer to the mat. The arms stretched in front of us to begin, feeling that length through our sides, and then beginning to melt into it a bit more, softening the arms and the shoulders, letting the hips settle closer to the heels. Nice, steady breath. We'll start to lift up as we walk the hands in toward the knees, lifting up. Rotate onto a hip as you take the legs forward and journey all the way down onto the back. Very similar to the beginning of our practice, both feet are resting on the mat. Head and the shoulders are down. We'll take the arms alongside body, palms into the mat, prepping for bridge pose. So the feet are set about hip-width distance apart. Maybe walk the heels in toward the hips a bit more. When you're ready, gently press up, coming onto the shoulder shelf. Maybe you tuck the chin a bit here. Maybe you walk the shoulder blades together a bit more, drawing the hands a little closer underneath you. Notice if the knees have spread apart. And if they have, gently draw them back in alignment with the hips. This is another posture that's great to incorporate a block into. If you have one nearby, you can set it under the low back. We won't be here much longer today though. Lowering one vertebrae at a time. Settling the spine. Take the feet nice and wide. And find that little windshield wiper, side to side, moving at your own pace. Find stillness. Walking the feet back to their starting place. We'll lift both feet up, shins parallel to the mat. With the right hand on the left knee, guide the legs over. Working to stack left hip over right as we gently rotate the heart open as best we can here in our supine twist. Let the legs rest. The heels can tuck up toward the body or be as far away as you like. Nice and controlled. We'll rotate back to center, resetting, shins parallel to the mat. Guide them the opposite way. Rotating over as you stack right hip over left. Move the awareness up the spine, gently rotating, coming into this twist as you open the heart. The right hand can maybe stay on the ribs or the hip, or you could take it out to a T. Left hand can rest on the legs, or it could also go out to that T. Finding what feels right for your body as you take a few rounds of breath, settling in here. Nice and controlled. We'll rotate back to center. Set the left foot in the mat as you cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Preparing for our supine pigeon. You could stay right here, maybe gently pressing on the right knee. Or you could weave the right hand through that space as you clasp behind the left thigh or outside of the left shin and gently draw the legs in closer to the body. You should feel a deep stretch through the right hip. Head and the shoulders remain resting on the mat. Trying not to struggle in the body here. Finding our nice balance between effort and ease. We hold our pigeon a little longer than the other postures to allow the hip the time it needs to open up and to allow us the time to dive inward. To really check in with the body here. Notice the breath. The rhythms of the body. Those places that you're inviting open. Got 3 more rounds of breath here. Give the left leg a little squeeze and then release it down. Settle the sole of the foot. Gently unwind the right. Pausing for a moment as you notice the sensations that you've created in the body. The difference between the two sides right now. Keep the right foot planted as you cross the left ankle. Again, check in. See if this is where the body wants to stay today. This nice figure 4. Or dive a little deeper by weaving the hand through the legs. Grabbing behind the right thigh or out front of that shin. Draw the legs in, only as far as your body wants. As in our other poses, if you feel any acute pain, something really pinpointed, gently back out, knowing that you have places to grow, and that's wonderful. Our entire yoga practice is a journey, What we can do one day, we may not be able to do the next day. Maybe we can grow beyond a place that we thought was our edge. Maybe we find a new edge. There's so many options. Just continue checking in, being honest with yourself, honoring the body, moving at your own pace. About 3 more rounds of breath here. Give that leg a little squeeze and then release it down. Unwind the left foot, settling both on the mat. Taking a breath. And slowly extending the legs, coming into Shavasana, our final posture of the class. An opportunity to simply enjoy being fully supported by the mat, beginning to block out the exterior world, knowing that it will continue around us as we hold this space for ourselves, peaceful and at ease. Dive a little deeper as you gently relax the feet. Loosen the ankles. Let the legs grow heavier. Let the hips settle as you release the glutes and the low back, the low body, nice and still. Soften the hands, relax the arms. Let the shoulders melt down. The back settling into the mat. The belly rising and falling to your natural breath pace. Let the head rest as you release tension from the neck and the jaw. Softening the face, unfurrowing the brow. Maybe you close the eyes here. Removing the distractions of the world as we focus in. Connecting to our body, our experience. Sitting with whatever bubbles up for a few moments. Create this space for yourself. in silence for a few moments. I'll let you know when it's time to come up. Begin to gently reawaken. Right back in those little movements. A wiggle of the toes, a curl of the fingers. Gently grow these movements a little larger as you send energy back out into the limbs. Maybe you take a nice big inhale, filling the lungs. Nice soothing exhale as you sigh it out. When you're ready, if you like, you can draw both knees into the chest, taking that full body hug. The spine long on the mat. And maybe you stay right there. Maybe you rotate over to a favorite side, stacking the hips, resting the head on the lower arm. Wherever you're at, take this moment to thank the body for all that it has done for you today and all that it does for you every day. We'll offer the body support as we start to lift it back up, coming to a comfortable seated spot, and gently letting the light back in as we come into the space, sealing hands together at heart center to close out our practice today. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. I can't wait to see you on the mat again next week, and I'm so happy that you took this time for yourself this week. Bye, everyone.